Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar on cnVision, built for purpose video surveillance and CCTV solutions. I'd like to introduce today's presenter, Mauricio Padilla, Cambium Networks Manager of EPMP Business Development. Mauricio, when you're ready, you can take things from here.
All right, thank you very much, Olivia, and good day for everybody who joined this webinar. So yes, we're gonna present this new portfolio named cnVision that it's built for that purpose, for a backhaul on the CCTV or video surveillance market. Let's go into our presentation and let's start with this. We have three specific stuffs built around the cnVision portfolio. The first one is the predictable performance. We are having here a specific algorithm that will help us ensure that all the transmission of the camera, all the data, all the video that we are sending from the camera will reach the other end. This is other deterministic protocol that we are having within the radios. That probably it's the most important thing that you will be looking for when you are deploying a video surveillance system, right? This it's also built for mission critical, so you can put this on public video surveillance even if you want to. It's capable to reach up to that, and are an architecture that is highly scalable. You can go from a very small project of 2 cameras just that are just viewed in a monitor, and you can scale to a really huge project where you have thousands of cameras for the video surveillance of a whole city. So that's what we can do with this new portfolio. Completely secure because we have a proprietary air protocol that will help us avoid anybody could hear what we are sending on the air, and an authentication that will avoid also that anybody do not have the username and password of the radios could join the system. Also, the important thing here, and what probably is different to the rest of the solutions that you will find out there in the market, and that I will talk about more later, it's that we are putting an on-beef client within the radios, so we will be capable to treat each one of the radios of the wireless links as part of the camera systems, and we are also doing an integration with the VMS. So for those integrators, those bars that are used to deploy cameras but do not know much about wireless systems, this will make it much more easier, first of all, to design, then to deploy, and also to troubleshoot. The value proposition on cnVision, it's regarding the easy way you can deploy all this, because you do not need to deal with cables. Going with cables, it could be too expensive. You could spend a lot of time doing that deployment, and it could be so complicated that might be that the project is not viable, right? So doing this with wireless solutions or wireless technology will help us to reach a very long distance without needing anything in the middle, and being able to do it in a very easy and quick way, right? So what's the difference? Regarding, again, the security, we're going to have an encryption of 128 bits. Very, I think, enough for all the transmission of video that we can try to send. In regards of the transmission, and different to any other solution that you can find in the market, we're going to have a quality of service. This quality of service, if we are combining the video with other type of data, will prioritize the video, so the frames on the video will be the first one that will be sent through the air. That will help us to ensure, again, that all the frames or all the video that we are sending through the air will reach the other end. The new ideas that we have here, it's that CCTV integration with the on-beef, and I will show it in the next slide. But this on-beef will help us to discover all the cameras that we have on our system, and we will be able to see them on the very same interface of the radio. Mm-hmm. We're going to have also tools that will help us on the deployment, pretty much giving the recommendation of which of the radios we need to use for each one of the deployments. Again, we are trying to build this solution to those bars, those integrators that are used to deploy cameras, but not used to work with wireless systems. So this tool should help them a lot by not knowing the solution, being able to actually decide which radios to use and how to deploy them on the facilities, right? We have a really ruggedized portfolio here. We have a protection of IP55 and IP67, so you will be able to put these radios in different environments. And finally, the VMS integration. This VMS integration will help us to also be monitoring the radios together with the cameras. And for that, let me jump to the next slide. On the left, we are seeing the graphic interface that we will have on the radios. If you are already used to other wireless solutions, you will see here that this is completely different to what you are used. You are not seeing here too much network or wireless information, but pretty much information from the cameras. What we see on the top, it's the speed that the radio is consuming on the downlink and also on the uplink. Below that, we are seeing a table where we will be seeing all the cameras that our radio already discovered. Again, with the on-beef that we put on this system, the radio will automatically discover all the cameras that we have connected to that radio. In this table, we will be seeing the MAC address, the IP address, the name, and also the company, the manufacturer of the camera, and probably even the model, if that information is available. On that very same table on the left, we can see a small icon with a camera. What this will make is that if you click on that icon, the image of the camera will show up. That is the square that we are seeing right now on the bottom at the right. The idea of this is that when you are doing the deployment, you can verify that you have communication with the camera and everything looks good. And also for troubleshooting, if you had deployed this and somehow you are having troubles or you're not getting properly the image, you can connect directly to the radio and start your troubleshooting from there. This will help us to verify if the problem is with the link with the radios, or probably if the problem it's not related to the wireless link, and instead of that, it's the communication between the camera and the radio. So this again will help us in the deployment and also in the troubleshooting with a unique interface built for these CCTV integrators, and this on beef that make it completely different to everything that you had saw on the market. On the right in the screen, we can see a VMS, and this is where we are doing the integration. In the left of square of the VMS, we should have usually the list of the cameras on our system. What we are doing right now, it's also including the information of the radios. So in this list, Beside the cameras, you will also find all the radios that are connected on your video surveillance systems. So this will make the radios one more element on your video surveillance systems. On the right, we see the key events that are sent usually by the cameras. Well, we are also integrating the events from the radios here. So if somehow a radio turns off or stop transmitting, it will send this type of alert to the VMS, and the guy that is in front of the VMS doing the monitoring will be capable to identify those events and then take actions regarding that. Finally, in this tile where you see the cameras, we are also having a specific screen for the interface of the radio, and pretty much more than just watching what you can see on the left by connecting directly to the radio. The idea of this tile, of this square, along with the image of the cameras, will be a dashboard that will show us the quality of the link. And it will be very simple. It will show green, yellow, and a red. Green if everything is okay with the link. Yellow if it's a problem with the quality, but it keeps transmitting. And red if something is wrong and the video is not transmitting at all. So that's what we are putting here. Right now, we are already supporting the Genetech VMS. We are working to finish the milestone integration, and I think that the Tianhua is not ready yet, but we are still working on it. And the the other important message here is that we will keep adding other VMS. So if you have a specific request, or if you identify an opportunity, we can work to integrate more VMS to the list that we are having right now. I was also talking about the planning tool. We are having here a whole companion tools that again will help us to with the deployment and probably then the troubleshooting. What you see on the left, it's the planning tool that we will help. Again, you will be able to just add the coordinates or the sites where you want to deploy the cameras, and probably your main site or your NOC. And over there, the tool will help you on the recommendations of the equipment and how to do the deployment to make it really easy. The Discover tool also will help us to discover all the cameras and all the radios that we are having in our system. And again, on the right, we will see the GUI that we will have on the radios with all this information of the cameras. I'm seeing. I think we have question. Oh no yet. But yeah, if anybody have any question, any doubt, you can type it in the question section here on the GoToMeeting, and I will try to stop while we are moving forward, or maybe at the end I can spend a few minutes answering the doubts that you have. This is the portfolio. These are the radios that we are proposing for this new cnVision solution. First, we have these two hubs, the Hub Flex and the Hubs 360. The Flex R, it's a connectorized radio. This means that you will be able to put an antenna, and depends on the specifications of the antenna, you will be able to give a coverage of 30, 60, or 90, or even 120 degrees, depending again on the antenna that you are using. And this will be probably for long distance deployments. The other hub, the 360, it's a radio that has already the antenna integrated. This is for short and medium distance. Uh, and the idea is that this radio will give us the coverage of 360 degrees. So anything that we put around this radio in a short medium distance will be capable to be connected. Then we have the clients. The client micro and the client mini are capable also to become a hub if, for pretty much for short distance and with a degree and then sorry, a coverage of 30 degrees on the micro and 16 degrees on the mini. But this also can be the clients, the razors that you could use for to connect directly the camera. And finally, we have the client Max R that is for very long distances, right? Pretty much the whole portfolio is capable to reach 600 megabits per second. Really good and enough for pretty much for any video surveillance system. Of course, you need to take into account the amount of cameras that you will connect to each one of the radios and to each one of the hubs, and the encryption that you are using, and also the amount of frames per second. And that reminds me that, and let me go back one slide, the planning tool will also take into account all this information, amount of cameras, how many frames per second you are using, and based on that, we'll do the recommendation on the razor that you need to use. All right. All of the models here have the on-beef integration. Sorry, the on-beef on the GUI, the integration with the PMS, and all of them comes with a 3-year warranty. That is very helpful. So what we're showing here on the left is that you can create a point-to-point solution, meaning that you can connect one radio to another radio directly, and doing this type of deployment, you will be able to put one camera or maybe 15 or 30 cameras connected in one end, and on the other end the place where you want to get the video, that it could be the very same BMS or a storage server, wherever you want to deliver it, you can do a point to point. On the right, we have the multi-point solutions. On the top, we have the HubFlex R, that, as I was saying, you will need to put an antenna. In this case, we are presenting a 60 degrees coverage antenna, where we will be able to put multiple clients, and behind those multiple clients, we will be able to put one or also multiple cameras. Below we have the Hub 360. As I was saying, it will give a coverage of 360 degrees. So any client that we put around will be connected. And again, behind each one of those radios or those clients, we will be able to put one or multiple cameras. And as I was saying also, the client micro, we can use it also as a hub, and then connect client micros, client minis, or client max, and put multiple or a single camera behind each one of them. This is the packaging that we are having for the cnVision radios. Sorry, it seems like there's an image missing here, but pretty much the idea is that we are putting a special packaging specialized for this CCTV market. So that anybody, again, that it's not used to or not familiar with wireless technology can understand the purpose of these radios. Beside what we have discussed, we are also bringing a new type of certification, a certification that will be based on CCTV, but we'll talk about wireless. So once again, those VARs or those integrators that are not used to wireless technology can understand and easily apply the knowledge that they get on this certification to the CCTV deployments that they are used to do. On regarding the support, we have pre-sales engineers that can help us mainly on the big projects with the design. We have a 24/7 support that you can reach by phone or email. We have the 3 years warranty that I was already talking about before, and this is very important because it's protecting your investment. Every dollar that you are investing on the cnVision solution will be protected for the next 3 years. And we have also forums where you can share experience, and you can hear from the experience of other integrators or users. We have a program within Cambium for our partners, that it's you have get some awards in the previous years, and I think the most important part of this, it's this program that we are making especially for the cnVision portfolio regarding the system integrators. We are seeking for integrators that are actually on the video surveillance market, that are used to deploy CCTV infrastructure, and if one of these type of integrators or VARs is interested in our solution, they will be able to apply to this program. They will need to go through an approval, but once they get approved, this system integrator will get a special discount with better margins. So the idea is to support and help those system integrators that are actually pushing our solution to the market to have better earns with our cnVision portfolio. And this will also make it kind of exclusive, because not everybody will be able to join this program. So if you are interested in joining the system integration program of cnVision, you can go into the partner portal, download the application, and then send it to cnvision@cambiumnetworks.com, where it will get through the approvals, and after that you will be able to get these special discounts I was talking about. And of course you will also be able to have privileged information like webinars, launch of new equipment, or new features on new releases. All right, and that's pretty much what I have for you today. I will like to check now if we have some questions and try to respond to each one of them. Seems like we already have something here. Ahmed, is Honeywell applications such as Max Pro VMS can integrate it with cnVision? And what about VMS for Hikvision? The same situation. Well, Ahmed, I don't think that we have already considered any Honeywell VMS. To be honest with you, I didn't even was aware of it. But the main thing that I was explaining before is that we will be increasing the VMS that we will be supporting. We have found the way to do that, and we will keep adding more and more VMS. The Hikvision VMS, we already have it in the roadmap, and I will expect that in the next couple of months we could have it on the list of supported VMS. I can tell you that right now that Max Pro VMS it's not yet on the roadmap, but of course, as I was saying, we can consider it, and if you have a project, we can prioritize the support for this specific VMS. So feel free to send us an email or contact us, and we can talk about this. Mike, what is the coverage distance of the Hub 360? Well, Mike, it will depend on the environment, and also it will depend on the client that you are using. So it's not only regarding the hub, but also the client and the gain that you're using. I don't want to give you exact numbers because the planning tool that we are just about to launch will help us in that. But you can see here the recommendation on each one of the client. The client macro, it's for 1 mile. The client mini, it's for 4 miles. And the client max R, it's for 8 miles. So that give you an idea of what you can reach with each one of the clients. But again, the best and the recommendation will be to use the planning tool and find out with your specific environment the distance that you will be able to cover. Tony, the cnVision are currently only available in US and Canada. I will say, Tony. Well, no. Let me let me explain this carefully. Currently, probably no yet, because we just launched this portfolio and we shipped the first units, if I'm not wrong, late December. So I assume that those units should be reaching the States and also Canada early February or at the end of January. And talking about only, no, this portfolio, it's available worldwide. So we are sending this type of units to different countries around the world. I hope I had answered your question, Tony. Oh, Mike is saying here Jenny has a stock, so probably there are already units in the States. Thanks for the message, Mike. Tony, does the cnVision using standard 2.38T? That's a really good question, Tony. If I'm not wrong, the Hub Flex and the Hub 360, yes, are doing a standard power over Ethernet. And if I'm not wrong, in both of the cases, it's AT, but don't take it as a whole true. Let me verify that for you. Regarding the clients, I think that none of the clients it's compliant with the standard PoEs. But again, if you allow me and if you can send me an email, I can verify that information for you. Right now, I'm gonna put my email address. So if anybody has a question or any doubt or needs some help, you can send me an email. I am in charge of Latin America, so I will not be attending you directly, but I will direct your questions to the proper person within Cambium to support you and help you. Mike, if you can contact me for US pricing and inventory as well. Yes, Mike. Again, if you can help me just sending me an email, that way I will have your contact information, and I will be able to redirect that mail to the proper person within Cambium. If in that mail you can specify me in which city of the States you are, that will help me. Well, seems like those are all the questions that we have up to now. Anyway, again, if you have any other question or doubt after we finish the webinar, you can reach me on my email. I hope this information were valuable to you. And well, please excuse me if I had any mistake on the language, but English is not my native language, so I apologize for that. Thank you very much for joining us today, and have a great day. Bye now.
Thanks, Mauricio. Today's webinar will be posted to Cambium Networks YouTube channel and the Cambium Networks community. Thank you for joining and have a good day.